What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to bring you guys this bunch open offset mini scheme. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn post notifications on. So let's go in and dive into this. So we got bunch open offset right here. Now, as far as personnel goes, it honestly doesn't really matter. It's however you want to put it together. There isn't really a particular spot where you need a particular player with like speed or abilities or nothing like that. So just want to make sure I get that out the way. Now, as far as plays that I'm gonna show you, I'm actually gonna go over what I believe is the best RPO in this playbook. And it's gonna be this. Where's it at? It's the one with the bubble. No, it's the one with the screen. My bad. It's actually the RPO peak wide receiver screen. Now, this is actually one of my favorite RPO screens in the game, and I'm gonna show you why. And then, other than that, I'm gonna show you why trail. I'm gonna show you sprint Z spot versus a particular coverage, and I'm gonna show you flood. So that's pretty much gonna be the scheme. Now, we want to come out in the also my audibles. I say so. I like putting wide trail. I like. Well, actually, I'll probably switch that up. So let's actually go ahead and take this RPO weak screen right here and put that as triangle. And I like my R1 to be a passing concept, so let's put sprint Z spot. So I like wide trail, RPO, flood, and the sprint Z spot as my audibles. So let's actually come out in the RPO weak screen right here. Now, for this, I'm actually just going to go to 3-3-5 normal, which is something you'll face a lot. And let's actually go to cover 3. Now, let me tell you why I love this play. So, for one, it's pretty much, we have 4 options on this play. So, we have this route that we can throw, which I'm walking through them. So, if they don't play hard flat and pass commit, you'll have that square route open all day. So, let me just go ahead and show you that too. So, right there. So, the only way that they can stop that is either playing, actually, hard flat pass commit won't play it either, actually. So, let me show you that. So, let's go hard flat. Let's actually bring him down, right? So, let's say they brought him down. And let's pass commit. Let me show you that actually does not stop it. So let me just go and show you that real quick too. As you can tell, like right there, they may be able to click on that and pick it off, but they have to be really, really fast with their click on. So, and even then, that's just like a read if you want it. That's not even the main read of this play. It's just something that I like. So, now, one way to stop it is playing like a cover 2 style of shell, but they have to play a hard flat. So they have to put this guy in a hard flat, and then hard flat will actually take that away. As you can tell right there, they are going to sit on it, and they do get a swat, but they'll pick 6 that if you throw that online. So that's one way that you can stop it. Now another thing, I think if they put a cloud, I don't think a cloud would actually play that. I don't think. I'm not sure. Yeah, so a cloud is going to like go inside first. So if they have to put a hard flat out there, which is really, really important. So that's part of why I like this scheme. Now, let me show you the right side read. So we have one read right here that we know we can make. Also, man it up will stop. I'm not going to show it, but putting them playing man coverage will stop this route right here. But let me actually show you this screen route. So this screen is honestly really, really good just because of the blocking that they get right there. You see how both of those receivers actually block somebody, and it's kind of rare in a wide receiver screen for the wide receivers to actually do their job and block. I know it sounds crazy, but let me actually show you the hard flat, because you might be thinking, real, what they call hard flat, with a hard flat actually play it. And let me kind of show you. So that case right there, yeah, but this is practice mode, so just be careful. But if they're playing a hard flat, what I suggest you do is actually just pass the ball. But I just want to show you what it looks like at least. So what you can do, you can actually run this way and then throw it. Normally they actually will block that guy. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Every time I run it in game, I always kept with my quarterback, and that's actually going to be the next option I recommend. So we have 1, we have 2, because there are going to be cases where you could throw circle. So if they aren't putting a hard flat on that side, like if they're playing like clouds or something like that, you can have this circle route. So just if you see it open, then a lot of times you can throw it. And now it all depends on what kind of formation they're in, and you know where the person lined up, if they'll play it or not. But most of the time, they actually will block that guy, from what I found. So we got 1 run read we can make. We got 2 reads we can make right here. And now the third read, of course, is we can give the ball. So if you want to, you can actually give the ball, turn it up. And if you don't get like the little slow start animation, you can tell we got a lot of yards. And also, I do have gameplay on this as well. Don't worry about that. So let's actually switch to something like cover 2, just to kind of switch it up, just to show you that it doesn't matter. So let me go in. So as long as we can, you know, hand the ball off efficiently and our running back isn't getting tackled by the D tackle, then you can honestly just spam this play. Honestly, it's really, really good. Now the 5th option that you can do is actually keep with the quarterback, and that's one of my favorites that I like, because look at the kind of speed burst that we get. That's why I said this play is honestly really, really good, because it's one of the few read options that actually has a speed burst whenever you're running with the quarterback. Now I will show you what man coverage looks like as well. Now man coverage, you either want to hand it off or keep it with your quarterback. Don't look here versus man coverage, or you will throw a pick 10 out of 10 times. But what I like is, you can tell, like, I was able to just kind of make that person look dumb out there. So I'm gonna go into replay really quick just to show you this, and then I'm actually going to show you gameplay. I got like 2 or 3 clips of me actually running this that you'll see, and then we'll get into the passing concepts of this. So this is one of the rare ones that when you actually run with your quarterback, you don't get like this little slow animation. And like I said, Daniel Jones is actually 88 speed, but he doesn't have no escape artists, no none of that. So imagine if we had escape artists, how fast we can get out of there. So you can tell, like, he's able to move. So like, I have an option, and I might show you this real quick. Like, if I wanted to, I could have took this ball and went out here. I could have took the ball and went out here. Like, I don't have like any delay, which is why I said I really love this play. So I'm gonna show you this one more time, then we'll get into gameplay. So like I said, I can come here, run, you know, like I can actually run around and just move if I want to.
One thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate. And they're going to get this beyond the 4. Able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard. And brought down, but not before they...
Now let's go in and dive into this passing concept. So let's start off with flood. Now with flood, you can run this play stock, but if you wanted to run this play stock, I would probably suggest you take a triangle and just putting them on the spot route like this, and that'll actually just give you an option. Now I don't recommend running this stock, but you can, because what's going to happen is you can actually throw that ball right over that safety's head, and the reason that is because that triangle route by the running back, it's actually going to pull down that hook curl, and I'll show you that here real quick. But if this is just a nice quick setup that you can do, you can tell right here he's going to pull down that hook curl, and then we'll have this route right here wide open against cover 3. And if they're not zone dropping right, then you can have X. But this year I don't like throwing X because of this cornerback. A lot of times they're actually going to let him come back and actually make this play, so that's why I don't like this stock. But you can if they're zone dropping wrong. But the way that I like to run this, let's go back to flood. I just wanted to show you that you can run it pretty much stock, but the way I love to run it, I love taking square, putting them on a zig route, taking R1, putting them on a slant, taking triangle, putting them on a swing route, take X, I like smart route in this route, and then I like motion him across. So I'm gonna spy this lineman because I need a little bit of time. But what's gonna happen is we'll actually have X in a nice spot to where can't nobody zone drop to get it. So you can tell right here, that is such a deep throw, and it's so deep that but it's deep, but it's not deep enough to where that cover 3 corner can actually come back and play, which is why I said I really like it. And also what you can have open as well is the backside slant. It's just all about the user. So you're basically just trying to see where the user's going to go, and you're capitalizing on the user mistake. So let me go ahead and motion them across so I can show you what I'm talking about. So I want to show you R1 because that's going to be a very viable read too as well. You just need to see where it is. So you see right there, square backed up. Well, the person guarding square backed up, so we're just going to take square. So that's how you read it versus non-zone drop. Now, I don't like that setup versus just stock coverage, just because you have to make this read right. Like, you have to kind of hold the ball, because you in stock coverage, let's pretend that the user ran with this guy, right? Which most people actually will run with this guy. So in actuality, if you're playing your average user, then normally your read is going to be here, or your read is going to be here against average users, even if they zone drop, because most people put their zone drops at 5. So this will still actually work really good from what I know. So like I said, this will be your read, or the flats will be your read. Now, of course, obviously, if they take the slant, then what? We know that we can actually have that up top. So now I want to show you against cover 2, just to show you that it does get over the top of cover 2. And I'm gonna show you man coverage, because I really love this against man coverage. One of my favorites out of this formation versus man. So let me go ahead and show you that real quick too. So let's take this guy, motion him across, smart route his route just like this, and then let's go and snap the ball. Like I said, you really just want X. That's going to be your money maker. You just need a little bit of time. That's something that's hard. As you can tell, the mid read does match, but normally your receiver is going to be faster than that mid read normally. So let me go into replay really fast and just kind of show you something. Now, if they run cover 2, there's actually a 1-play touchdown out of this that I'm gonna get into in a second. But your read's basically gonna be, like I said, here. Normally this is always gonna be open if they don't play a hard flat. And here what happens is the cornerback actually sucks down and the mid read's gonna match. So normally the user will probably end up running with the slant because he'll see the mid read matches, and then we'll just be able to, you know, pretty much have that if we want it. So that's how I like to kind of mess around with that. Now there is other spacing concepts that I have too that will actually pick on if they want to run stock zone coverage. That's actually a that's actually a zone drop coverage that I like going to. So let's go back to flood, And then let's talk about man coverage really fast. And then after that, we'll be moving on to the next play, because I kind of want to hurry up and get through these plays so you guys can actually, you know, take the scheme and try it out yourself. So here we go right here with the setup. Now, with man coverage, I mean, it's just simple. X can't get zone drop, so they can't put a purple out there to account for how deep that route ran. But if they play a middle third, not deep, a deep half, excuse me. If they play a deep half, then a problem is that, excuse me, Jesus, indigestion. But if they play a deep half like man coverage, then I don't like this play at all. Just because of how deep X route is ran. So what I would recommend you do is just run a different setup, which I'm about to give you here in a second. But as you can tell, the deep half is actually going to be able to play it just because of how deep this route is ran. So realistically, your only read would be this zig route, or it would be this slant realistically, with your user be over, and then that play is pretty much dead. And also, don't forget, you can still run this overrated RPO play versus man coverage, which it works really well against man coverage. So if they're spamming man, I recommend you spamming this play until they force you to stop it, which means they'll have to put some type of purples on the field to even have a chance, and then that's whenever I'll come to that setup. So now moving forward, actually let's go back to flood. So if they're running heavy man coverage, what I do suggest you do is actually take X, put them on a slant, and then take R1. And I like to throw R1 on a slant and then still motion over X so they think the same setup's coming. Swing my running back, and then the reason I like this, did I go man? I didn't go man, my bad. But as you can tell, nah, that's not even a good. That's actually a man beater. Let me actually run that again. I thought I switched it to man coverage. Might have been thinking about my other setup, my bad, y'all. So let's go back to man. Let's actually just, you know, we're fine like this. We're fine. So let's go back to man. Let's actually put a spy in the middle to simulate the user, though. We will do that, though. So this is what we're looking like. Now let's go back to flood. Let's take X, put him on a slant. Take R1. I like to throw him on a slant. Take my running back, put him on a swing route. And you can motion over either one. It don't really matter. But what you're going to be able to notice is that this is basically going to be a two-sided read. So you see R1 can get open. We can have X, or we can have square. So that's what I was trying to say. That's my recommendation for man coverage. So if they're running like a heavy man shell, then we're just basically going to give the user a lot to worry about. So basically, and also this is actually pretty glitchy too, just because he can't get pressed right here. So this is actually another way I would do it for man coverage, because there's no way he can get pressed. So a lot of times that bump will actually happen too, and you can actually have that on the sideline. So it's going to force your opponent to have to put purples to guard this slant, and if they start doing that, then just run the first setup that I gave you. So that's how you scheme that together. So you want the user to have to choose between this slant, or guarding that in route, if you could tell. So that's how I like to do that play. So let's actually kind of speed this up along a little bit. So let's actually talk about the cover 2 beater real quick. So it's gonna be out of the sprint play. So for cover 2 to beat it, if they're not putting the middle third, which they shouldn't, because if they are, just run the ball, because they have the inside zone and they have a lot of other things. So take this guy, motion him out, right? And from here, you want to take X, put him on a in route. You want to smart route his in route, and then you want to take the running back and put him on a swing route. So all you're doing right here is just splitting the safety. Hopefully I have enough time to be able to show you, but no, you want to roll out the pocket. Like, you want to roll, because it's a sprint out, so it helps out anyways, because it's auto built into it. So let me show you that again. It's just sometimes in practice mode, man, like they just be coming, bro. So take R1, not R1. Take this guy, motion him out. Take X, put him on the in route, smart route is in route, swing our running back just like this. And then what you're going to be able to notice, if I don't get hollered at, Jesus Christ, is that we'll have square splitting. I'll just show you in the replay, Jesus, because I literally can't get out the pocket. I should have spied the cornerback, but I thought they'd be able to pick him up. But what I was trying to get at is that you actually have a two-way read. You can actually throw this ball, so as soon as he comes right here, you can actually low ball that if the user is not right there, or you can throw this swing route if the cornerback's sinking, which he will in standard zone cover. So you have already a two-way option. So if they put that middle third, so if they put this guy here, or you don't trust the throw, you still have two good reads. So you still have here and you have here, and it's an auto-designed sprint out. So your quarterback's automatically going to sprint out this way. But the reason that this works, because it's mid-read's actually going to do nothing because of this in route, and what's going to happen is we'll actually be able to split the safety right here, so you can actually pass lead this ball up, and you actually be able to split those safeties, which I'll show you really fast if this game. You know what? I'm just going to spy. I'm going to spy both of these just so I can have some time just to show you guys, so we're not in here all day. So let's go back to sprint Z spot. Go ahead and set it up real quick. Take this guy, motion him out. So this is what we're looking like right here. And then, like I said, what you're going to be able to notice is that circle can get open, or we can have square, split the safeties right there, pass lead it up, click on them, go and catch the ball. As you can tell, we can go right into the end zone. So if they're playing the cover 2, that's one of my favorite setups to go to. So that's actually, no, I'll show you one more setup. So out of that play, what I love doing also is taking square, putting them on a hitch, taking R1, throwing him on a hitch too, and then I'll go ahead and motion this guy over. And pretty much this is just a spot play. And I'll take triangle right here, put him on this one, not this one, put him on an option route, excuse me. So this one right here is just a set spacing plays. You can tell you're just looking to see who's open, and then, you know, go ahead and take our yard. So if they're playing a lot of stock zones, then that's kind of how I like doing it. But you need to be very careful using this setup, and the reason why is because you're playing with the user. It's basically just picking on the user because we're giving him what, pretty much five routes to guard, right? So naturally these two are going to be guarded, this one's going to be guarded, and normally you have to choose just between these two because you got to picture the user's going to be somewhere. So you're just seeing where the user is, and a lot of times if they start doing like zone dropping and, you know, double Mabels, then you'll have like this person wide open, or you might have this person, or you might have, you know, this guy right here on this little switch route open. So it all depends on, you know, how they're zone dropping, but that's one of my favorite spacing concepts. So moving on, let's go to wide trail. So for wide trail, you actually want to be on the short side, and then you want to go to the wide side. So this will be the last setup that I give you guys because this video is already a little bit too long. So let's go to wide trail, and let's take square, put them on a streak. You want to take R1, smart route his route just like this, and from here I like to go ahead and either put circle on an in route and smart route it, and then motion I can't talk, Jesus Christ, and motion R1 over. So this is what we're looking like right here. Now I really love this setup just because we're pretty much going to hold the user to the backside. Now I like X on that little route in case it's man, but if you want to, you can always put them on a drag. It'll work the same way. I'll show you with a drag, and I'll show you the other setup, and that's pretty much going to be the video. So what you're going to be able to do, oh wow, I think cover 3 is the only one that does play it like that. Did I have a cover 3 beater? Hold on, because in game I really like this setup, but we might be able to have, I want to test that out real quick. So I believe this setup actually will be cover 3, but there's actually a way we can still beat cover 3, but I didn't think I could do it in that way. So let's go back to Y trail, take square, put him on a streak, take R1, smart route his route, take circle, put him on the in route, smart route his in route, and I'm gonna run this variation, but I actually want to see if we can beat cover 3 because I think this is a cover 3 beater as of now. Just because of you know, Madden keep updating and patching the game, they make stuff like this possible. So let's see, can we pass lead that? Yeah, we can. Look at that. So it actually is a cover 3 beater. Now I know you're saying rail, that rail he didn't get there, but what's important is that it's at out of range. So I can't control that. I wish I could show you guys with a different quarterback, but trust me, take that in game and try it. You'll love it because that is actually a cover 3 beater. Let me go and show you that again here. Hopefully I can actually not get out of range. Pretty unfortunate that I am getting that animation though for out of range. So you just want to wait for him to pull off, and then you want to throw that ball out there. I'm still getting out of range, but you can tell I have a step on him. So if you have somebody that can actually get the ball out there with like maybe 90 throw power, that is definitely a real possibility. Now, if you want a different variation for that same cover 3 beater, so let's actually go back to wide trail. Take square, put him on a streak, take R1. You can put him on the in route, smart route his in route to 10 yards, and then go ahead and motion him across. And we're pretty much doing the same exact thing, but just a little bit different of a look. Now sometimes this variation works a little better, sometimes the other one works better. So what you see is that he still pulls, and we have all that out there. It's just I'm getting out of range, so don't try this with the Giants because he will not be able to get the ball out there. But it's definitely one of my favorite cover 3 beaters. And also if they're running cover 2, let's say they are putting the middle third, if for whatever reason they are bagging you or whatever, this is still another setup that I like. So let's go back to Y trail, and after this will be the video though. I just wanted to kind of give you guys this, so let's set it up real quick. Here we go. Take R1, motion him across, and then he's gonna set up right here, and then pretty much you're just making a read. It's just really just a reading concept of what we like. So you can tell R1 can get open, and circle right there is most definitely gonna get open if you don't get to throw out a sack. But real quick, I will hop into replay, tell you what the user should be doing, and then I promise that's the video. So let me just do this real quick. So let's go to replay. Now user will most likely be here. So even though this guy does match, typically a user is not going to do this. Typically a user is not going to actually go with him the whole entire way. So what a user would do is he'll actually bait this. So he'll be right here, he'll follow him, and then he'll actually come back and try to lurk you right here. Now obviously if they run with him the whole way, then we'll take this. So it's basically picking on this user right here, or if the user in this guy right here, then we're pretty much still picking on them. As you can tell, we got a good high-low right here, so we could easily dump this ball down right here, and the user will actually stay up top most of the time, so we'll have this throw every single time. So that's kind of what I meant by you got to read it. And I know what, I can't talk. The reason why I said normally this is open is simply because of the user will not run with him the whole way unless you just continuously throw it. They will not run with him the whole way. If they do, we have 2 other options open. So anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.